Kevin Taylor wasn't on air for 6 weeks. Yenya MPP ni bi onim nyansa. Yenya KwasiAFuo MPP mu mane ntumi ametena radio so, TV so, Facebook, wherever. Entumi ankyerɛkyerɛ ndwudwa nnwuma mu ankyerɛ Ghana for say okay, we na yehu. We dia munti we ase. We ni yedwudwa mu nkyerɛ mo. Ye ni MPP no, this is what we represent. Na ye no, we ni believe say your police almost for 6 weeks. Mo ye moa. I'm talking about the plane crash that happened about 2 weeks ago. It's been a very tough one for me. Personally, I have friends. I lost friends in there. So it wasn't something we took lightly. You realize that our platform was off for almost 2 weeks. We didn't really post anything. We were short of words. We mourn with the family. Our condolence to every single family member who lost their relative. I would like to say we as a team, as a nation, as people who think about other people, their plight and their grievances, we would like to extend our condolence to their families. These are not just ordinary men. These are men who put everything on the line for us as a people. They had families to spend time with. They had other things to do. They had mothers. They had wives. They had special people in their lives to spend time with. Some had to leave their family in the States. Some have to leave their family all over the place to attend to what we as a people, we wanted them to take care of. So they were not just ordinary people. These were people who were taking instructions from us as a people. We gave them an assignment, a job to do, and they decided to do it, irrespective of the consequences that they might face. And sadly enough, they could not survive this calamity. But what I want to say is myself and my team and people who have followed this platform for a long time, we don't take this tragedy as a joke. We are not here to compare death. We are here to mourn. We are here to let everyone understand that when it comes to issues about people losing loved ones, it's not something to play with. It's not something to do politics with. It's not something to compare other things with. These are very important times in the lives of people who lost their husbands, people who lost their sons, people who lost their parents. So we don't take that lightly at all. I'm going to be blunt here. Some of these gentlemen we lost, some were very close friends of mine. And it's shocking that I have never spoken about some of them before. We lost 8 very good men, very, very honorable men, 8 of them, 8 people, 8 Ghanaians who were patriots, who decided to put their lives on the line for us. Somebody like Dr. Sapon has been a very good friend. Most people don't know. And the last conversation I had with him was just in July, So it shows how he has been one of those people who has been there for me. He's a very quiet man. Most people, even in Ghana, majority of people in the political circle never knew that I have something special with him. He's a very dear person to me. Calls me, we talk during the elections. He's one of those people who call and ask, do you need anything? Your men on the ground in the Ashanti region. Sometimes you hit the block and people like that call you and be like, Kevin, we have been there before. You are doing what is right. So Dr. Sapong, his family, these are very good men. The last time Omanebo Ama mentioned my name was on national television, where he was answering a question about Kevin Taylor. Is he in Ghana? Has he come to Ghana? Is he going to court? And a smiley Omanebo Ama, basically as articulate as we all know and sharp, made them understand, the journalists understand, I am not the immigration boss. I am the defense minister. Very, very sharp-minded individual. And I'm lucky to be one of those people he spoke about before this incident happened. It shows that not everybody get the opportunity to be spoken of, especially with honorable by honorable men like Omane Boama. Somebody like Abuaje has been a good friend, and everybody knows what I did with my team to try and get him to Parliament, the resource we put in, the support. And one thing about this young man, or this gentleman, Abuaje, is that he was very appreciative of whatever I did for him. You know, the last message I got from him was he showing appreciation and thanking me for using my platform to help him. So these are good people. You know, we cannot just push it away and be like, oh, it's one of those things. No. When you go on a private assignment or a private business or visit or go around conducting your own private business, and maybe, unfortunately, you are involved in an accident, maybe people perish. It's totally different from us as a nation calling people to go and represent or work for us. I don't underestimate any death, but it's our responsibility to take this burden. It's our responsibility as a people. It's our responsibility to understand that we as a nation sent these men on a mission. So in my life, I've never compared death. But when you send somebody's husband, when you send somebody's son, when you give them a job to do for a nation and they lose their lives, you need to let the world know that they are supposed to be celebrated. And one thing we are not supposed to forget as a people, as a nation, is to make sure we don't forget the people they left behind, because they also had every opportunity, like myself, to live, for their kids to see me grow and see them grow. So it's our responsibility. It's upon us to make sure that whatever they left behind, we protect it. That's why when you go to some of the advanced countries, especially where I live in the United States, the military, the veterans are not underestimated. But the moment somebody says, I want to work for the nation, wherever you send me, whatever assignment you give me, or whatever assignment, I am willing to put everything on the line. That is the same thing. Whatever happened to these men is basically like sending a military officer. And these military officers who were in charge of the aircraft, basically, with these civilian politicians with them, they all became military men. They became servants. They became people who had to work for us. So we don't have to take this lightly. I was hit big time, and I'm talking about the news. It was tough for me to come on air. It wasn't easy, you know. It's something that took time to process. And I'm very grateful that God in his own wisdom, God omnipotent, Allah the merciful, has been able to grant or able to fill the family, that gap, the wives, the kids. That's where my attention is. The kids they left behind, the wives, the mothers. God has been able to fill that gap a little bit. It's not easy. At the end of the day, we've all gone back to our homes. It is them. They have to live through this every single minute of their lives. It's not a joke. So we cannot play silly politics with us, thinking we can say things to please some other people, some fashion, for some people to feel happy. No, we are matured enough to understand that this is not something you treat as politics, something you treat to be relevant. No. This is something you need to basically take your time, take a step back and ask yourself. It could be me. I could take a decision to serve my nation. It could be anybody who is close to us. It could be our friend we love, who is in the military, who is in the police service, who is a minister, a member of parliament. It could be anybody. So this is how we have to look at this from a perspective that is very, 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 from an honest perspective. Adding. It's not a joke. These are very difficult times. And so when the family, if you're a member of the family, you are a friend to these people we've lost, if you know their family, keep checking on them. Keep calling them. Those who are financially stable a little bit, keep trying to support. It's tough. They don't really need financial support, even though it's good to help, but they need that gap to be filled, that we are replacing your loved one. We cannot be them, but we can try. So we become the healing process. We become those that can try and fill the gap. This is tough, and I'm happy God has been able to, God in his own way. When I saw the family, I saw the wives on TV, the children, every time I look at them, I look deep down. I go look at when they are alone, what they think about, the pain. That is what I look at. I just don't look at the pictures. I look at them when I am them. How am I going to take this? So we should not just forget. It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Everybody's gone home fine. But if you have their direct contact, if you know them, if you're family, if you're a friend, just picking the phone to call to say, how are you people doing? It's enough. Let's try. These people could have spent their last days on this planet with their loved ones. Mr. Sapon is quite an old guy who could have decided to stay home with his wife in Accra. So let's not underestimate what has happened. Let's not play politics with it. Let us not make it look like we can be a hero out of this. No. Because tomorrow morning, you could be the person that we will be talking about that, oh, this guy, oh, he's dead. Oh, this guy. So we are not supposed to underestimate these kind of problems and or issues that happens to us. These are good people. God in his own wisdom, Allah the merciful, he has been good to us. He will be good to us. We know and we believe, Muslims, Christians, whatever you believe in, that when you are dead, your soul will have to go to a place that will be accepted peacefully, Jannah. And Allah in his own wisdom, and for the love he has for all of us, he will grant them peace and everlasting life. We have not been there before, but it is just the belief that we have. That whatever they were doing, the good heart they had behind whatever they are doing. 6 good weeks. Yes, we are contani air. Kevin Taylor wasn't on air for 6 weeks. Yenya MPP ni bi onim nyansa. Yenya KwasiAFuo NPP MPP mu manen tumi ametena radio so, TV so, Facebook, wherever. Entumi ankyerɛkyerɛ ndwudwa nnwuma mu ankyerɛ Ghana for say okay, we na yehu, we dia monti we ase. When ye dwudwa mu nkyerɛ mo, ye ne MPP no, this is what we represent. Na ye ne no, when ye believe say your police almost for 6 weeks. Mo ye moa. Makoji ma home 6 weeks. Ato yerenchem ato NDC. Emma Kevin Taylor. Sebio ato yerenchem ato me ma. Me hu nipa ene me nyonkofo a omunim nyansa. Sebio bi afrim. Emma me free air for 6 weeks. Yenya MPP ni bi onim nyansa entuma afa krata. One document to say okay, enuanom Ghana for krata we krata yensaka. Na woman e woso ni nie. Sa wo kan a we na ekire. Na sa wo peso chechire mu maso amefo ni PZ fo a omumu bi omunom red no ete ase. Sa anyoma we na kire se we koye we asai yenya nipa ba akoma mo anye. Jimi na wie. Ena motetateta mo ho. Mu jimi mo ho tabaafo ena we de yentiase ena we de yentiase ena mode mo ho kankan jimi sa 6 week mama sa ba 6 weeks Emma Kevin asaba back na maba back na obeka nyansesem 6 weeks nobody from the MPP was able to convince one Ghanaian say abana meto ni menu me ho 6 weeks when to man convert nipa ba akoma na ansesa na adwene anka se aba metoma adwo mahama ne NDC menum ho ena mudi mo nan tabo no tesisi fom mo nan senketi ama mo nan atokro na ase ena modi nam Ghana ena jimi na we na Ghana fo mbeto aba mamo no we na yenjai Ghana mamo no When a yantam Ghana mamona mumfanya den. Mumfanya den na mumfanya den. In Chamua. A Jimmy Forma. Matna abemu. 80 years. Mucha ma Kevin Taylor me free 6 weeks na mo attack me instead of you to explain yourself to the people. Explain yourself to the people. Say ye MPP no ye Jimmy when ye co-opposition when ye Monsanji yendi no mudi mu Jimmy ena mudi di Kevin Taylor atem na me mato Obama me Ghana for to Obama Kevin Taylor da bena who say Kevin Taylor enim our ballot so da bena go to say Kevin Taylor gina platform bi ye campaign say yen to Obama ne me MP wa yeldo me MP ofosu kwachi abra asebu kwa mankese mudi 6 weeks attack Kevin Taylor mini metesi say ye be my appointment be 3 weeks ago na no akwesi saying mo Jimmy oh and literally I'm kind of say the NPP is a party of killers and foolish tribal bigots. Yeah, they are not intelligent enough to understand. Say I am not the opponent. The opponent you people need to convince to join you are the people out there. For 6 good weeks and I sir 6 weeks. Wait to man can answer some mancha Ghana for na Kevin Taylor abano afena mo be kan answer Ghana for mo Jimmy na me ohun Ghana for my catch up say 42 years you people are never going to come to power. 42 years ana matempi before ye beba power onam he na oba power no me sili na magu nsegusu na machechira to so ana sa ahina play kutam no me dia ma otufo no de ato sikadwa kofi enchen mumba power biem me se me onyankopon wo soro a ode no kura hyema no a wo me kujandam no ya chechira to so egu nsegu so 42 years wo beteno position me wi anam de sa ahina apoto na ma otufo na ode ato sikadwa kofi enchen mumba power biem. Now ede na ekoso amente ya nipa bi kansem Kevin Taylor ba yana nanam amwa asantime mu nanam michiamo moso amwo bunu memu michiamo yana nanam amwo brekum michiamo nyina yana nanam amwo central region Volta region northern region every ohini bia wo Ghana bia michia asofo mo Ghana papa na mo mu no nyame enhyiramo opamwo 1 michiao wo yosofo a wodi no kreka no kre nyame enhyirao michia asofo bi te say Papa Duncan Williams papa michiao enimbrei asofo bi te say Agin Asare michiao Reverend Wagnam ono so Assemblies of God michia no sofo kese penyiri pa Anglican Diocese Obuase Anglican sofo penyiri wo so michia asofo sofo ba ko friend Richmond in Kansas na no Anglican bishop ba ko I don't know whether you're a bishop yet, but Richmond in Kansas, he was my mate in school or Anglican bishop. Rich, I don't know whether you're a bishop now, but or from no, Michelle, good evening, wherever you are. Good evening to I met this very honorable man in Ghana. Very, very interesting man. Me call restaurant to be. He was also eating there. Very nice person. Or introducing your friend, Mr. George Abredu Otu. I think he's the boss of Buffer Stock. Yeah. I met him at a restaurant. Very, very interesting man. And good evening to Mr. George Abrefi Otu. Good evening. Sadly, he became my friend at a restaurant. Very, very open-minded man. Very jovial, you know. He's a free spirit individual. And good evening to Mr. Otu, CEO of Buffer Stock. And also good evening to Ghana for in Penifua Mokano Kre, Mwa Ahema Mo Ghana Mokano Kre. Good evening to Obia Minuano Menafo for any Sebio. I can see so many people on the platform right now. Mama Yan Fanchi so na exactly 4:40 p.m. US East Coast time. Ediana Asia mente ya nipe bi ekekansem. Team, stay with me. Ediana ekoso mente. And you see, sometimes it's important you respond to some things. Sometimes it's important to say, nyama bi wo ha obe responde. And for a very long time, I imagine say, I wasn't going to allow people to survive on my name. Into what study? There are a lot of people paying bills. Bills. Draws crash because of my name they mention. And for some time, we decided to say, no, I'm not going to give people too much meat. Because I can say I'm in America and I'm taking care of a lot of people in America, in Europe, and especially in Ghana. Without my name, majority of the people are on social media who are on the internet trying to create content, who are not journalists, but content creators, Without me, they cannot survive. And I realized I'm too big to give attention to people who don't deserve to even relate to my dog. But sometimes we need to react to some things. I want to say, somewhat steadier for some time. I've been very quiet on things. What I wanted to do was to bring the NDC to power. What I wanted to do was to bring John Mahama to power. What I wanted to do was to liberate. Nambebua Ghana for momu eye amamu papa. That is my core job. Now, medium NDC about power, my job is to guide the NDC, guide the government to do what Ghanaians want. And my priority is not a change to help Ghanaians at the end of the day have better governance and help to keep the NDC in power for long. It is a West study. My priority is not a shift from, engaging or entertaining unnecessary comments. But my focus has been on guiding the John Mahama administration and educating Ghanaians to know senior or my able to match enya son faso. That is my job now. In this work study, right now I have moved from a year entertaining unnecessary noise to protecting the government which has good policies to make sure I teach Ghanaians how to detect what jandam is. The ayatro and the enyatro. So I have become a teacher. I have become a journalist slash teacher. Me chere Ghana for me chere nsem na ma guide yomo. So I've left that part where young men and women are trying to get my attention to live. No. Because my nipa for too long, for 8 years, people used my name to build their lives, to get a little bit of money, coins, to survive. Right now, I have moved to that point whereby I have a government in place. I have a president who I trust and believe. I have a government that is willing to work. My job is to guide it. Before somebody can get to my level, those people have to bring a government to power before they can get to my level. But my level now is so high, I have a lot of responsibilities. And that is making sure I guide a government the people want, the people love, a president the people love, to make sure they deliver, they succeed, and they protect the interest of the people. And my job is straightforward and it is the straight cut. Now, but you see, once in a while, you have to try and address a few things.